Our world is being written in a new language. It's immersive, visual, vibrant, and it connects everything we do, dynamically changing the way we communicate. But this new landscape needs a new approach to learning, one that leverages technology and powerful curriculum and pairs it with immersive experiences and innovative partners. A program focused on equipping schools and communities with the information and resources to grow digital skills, expanding the future workforce by teaching on the next level, powered by people with a vision for change. Educators who are producing inventive thinkers from the ground up and cultivating the creators who will thrive in the new fields of opportunity. This is the future. This is EdFarm.
Welcome to the Education Farm. I'm Deon Gordon, and you might be wondering, what is the Education Farm, EdFarm? Interesting name for an effort. Is it a coding initiative? Yes, and is it a workforce development play? Is that too. But at the end of the day, it is an idea as big as Birmingham's founding. The idea that we don't just have to survive this fourth industrial revolution, we can thrive in it as well. And I think that sentiment is best captured in our vision statement: to create an inventive world where all people have access to all things needed to create and fill the jobs of the future. And a lot of that is reflected in our programming and in our mission, because we realize it is not just about giving educators equipment, it's about equipping our educators and giving them wonderful professional learning opportunities and skills and resources so that they can create powerful experiences in the classroom. It's not just about showing kids computer science. That is great, but it's also about showing them how these skills apply in the real world, that they are already problem solvers now and in the future, and they will lead the way, as kids in Birmingham have done for decades. And we do that through our Student Fellows program. It's not just about telling adults that they can upskill and reskill. It is also about figuring out what happens after that initial engagement, after they take a coding class, because it's about connecting the dots and making sure that we are illuminating the path to a viable career in tech. And we do that through our Pathways Adult Learners course. Now, this is just the beginning, and this is a big vision, but big vision requires big voices, and big voices of partnership. And so we are grateful for you in the audience. We consider you partners in helping us carry out this work. We consider, of course, the people that came together to bring this to fruition, our friends and our partners. And we thank you as well. And you'll see a lot of them join this stage and share their stories. And collectively, once we all come together, we can get beyond just moving needles and start moving mountains. And so with that said, I am honored to play a very small role. I thank the team, because without them, this does not happen. I thank you all and our partners. And I am also honored to introduce, so please help me to welcome somebody that is inspiring change across the state, somebody that is moving mountains in her own right, a Tech Alabama board member and the president of the Alabama Power Foundation, Myla Calhoun.
He says I'm moving mountains, so that's good. Well, I am just thrilled to be here and excited that we have a space that is in many ways oversubscribed, but I think it speaks to what this will mean to Birmingham. what it will mean to our citizens, what it will mean to our community and to our state, what we are showing the world here. That's what we do in Birmingham, right? It's what we do. I am honored to lead a foundation that really thinks critically about what do strategic investments look like. It's not really about grant making, it's about investments. How do we take this marvelous tool and invest in programs that invest in people, that amplify what is good and right about access for everyone? Everyone. And how do we do that in a way that we show it to the world? And that's really what today is about. That's what today is about. I am honored to serve on the Tech Alabama board. It is a thrill. I am not a technology person. I'm a lawyer, reformed. They're good people too. But we have a dynamic board. Some of the brightest minds in Birmingham, and I can say that because I sit with them, but it is true that none of this would have happened without the vision of our board chair. None of it would happen, and you all need to know that. And he doesn't really like it when I say it, but it is true. None of this would have happened without the vision and wisdom and flint and grit of our board chair, whom I am now pleased to introduce, Anthony Oney.
Thank you, Mila. You are very, very kind. Thank you, Dion. On behalf of the Tech Alabama board and our incredible staff that has done just an amazing amount of work in just the past 5 months to bring you this Education Farm program, I want to welcome you to what will be a marked day for our city and our state. You know, I am blessed to have my two young boys, Eli and Ian, here today. And when I think about their future, when we all think about the future of our students, the young and the young at heart, we know that the world ahead requires a different language, a language that goes beyond math, English, and science. We know that this language of coding, is going to create different experiences in the way we engage ourselves and interact with each other. We know that this language is going to shape the way our communities are built and the way that they're framed. We also know that this language is going to help us compete in the future ahead. So for me, this underscores the important role that EdFarm has today and tomorrow as we shape the future of our workforce. And so as we think about the road ahead, EdFarm is going to create learning environments, education ecosystems that allow students, teachers, and communities to be equipped with the right tools, the right training, the right information, so that as we look at the education outcomes that we want to change, we do it in a way that far exceeds our wildest expectations. You know, part of my goal also is that we create an education economy in Birmingham. An education economy that, through collaboration, through partnerships, the key learnings that we will have in this education space, that allow us to shape and pioneer or change in education, a breakthrough in education that this world has not seen before. And I believe that because of where we are. We are here in Birmingham. And as Mona alluded to, Birmingham has left its mark in this world. And the other reason I believe that is because I kind of like our odds. I kind of do. You know, when you've got Tim Cook, War Eagle, and the fabulous Apple team that has done just an enormous work in helping us shape the EdFarm to what it is today. I like our odds when we've got leaders like Mark Crosswhite and the Alabama Power team that continues to make investments in education in our city and our state. And quite frankly, I like our odds because when I think about how the EdFarm came together, this community-led event where we had businesses, educators, the tech community that's here in full force today, and so many others come together to help create this event, I really do like our chances. And one of those partners that we had that was here from the very start is our city. They've done a phenomenal job, led by our mayor. So please help me welcome whom I call the ambassador of opportunity for our city, my dear friend, Mayor Randall Woodfin.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. There's a lot of excitement and energy in this room, and it's much felt. Birmingham is very proud to partner with Alabama Power, and so many others in this community who are making true investments in what we do for the future of this city. But we're also proud to partner with Apple for this new venture, Ed Farm. Through Ed Farm and Tech Birmingham, we'll be opening doors for both children as well as adults to explore careers in technology, STEM, and coding. And as Dion reminds me, this is a game changer for workforce development in this city and in this community. And as part of that effort, I am honored to welcome Apple CEO Tim Cook. As CEO and a member of Apple's board of directors, Mr. Cook has championed inclusion and diversity by investing in coding programs and educational opportunities for students of all ages and backgrounds, and ensuring Apple's technology is accessible to all. Now, if you didn't know, Tim is one of us. He's a native of Robertsdale, Alabama, and attended Auburn University, but we won't hold that against you. Roll Tide. Seriously, though, this new partnership is a game changer in keeping Birmingham ahead of the tech curve. It provides educational equity. It introduces residents of our city to the latest tech trends, and it prepares our workforce for the future. It's been a great privilege to work alongside Apple, and we're looking forward for more great things from this partnership. Before I bring Tim up, I just want to say a special thank you to three people: Mark Crosswhite, Dr. Lisa Herring, and my friend, where she waved her hand, Lynn Stanfield. See you. Now it is my great pleasure to introduce to you all the coolest introvert in the tech game, Tim Cook.
Thank you. Only in Alabama would you be talking about football in the winter. Thank you, Mayor Woodfin, and thank you, Mila. And of course, thank you to Anthony and Dion for your leadership of Tech Alabama and for making today possible. It is wonderful to be here with so many visionary leaders who see education as a great equalizer and tech education as a key to unlock new opportunities for future generations. Education is in Apple's DNA. From our earliest days, we cared about making the best technology to help students learn, and in the process, to discover new things about themselves and the world around them. Today's very special for me personally, because while education is in Apple's DNA, Alabama is in mine. Alabama is my home, where I grew up, where I went to school, where I learned to be the person I am, both inside and out of the classroom. So it means the world to me to be back here with all of you. Before I get into why we're here today and the impact we hope the center will have, I want to talk about why we're here now in Birmingham during Black History Month. Few cities have played a more consequential role in our struggle to build a free and fair society where equality of opportunity is real. That work did not end with Brown v. Board of Education or the Civil Rights Act. It still has not ended to this day. To help tell that story, the Ed Farm will be teaming up with the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute to develop digital storytelling and augmented reality tools that bring the civil rights movement to life for visitors from around the world. Thank you. It's a story about civil rights, about education, about the city and its centrality to the American project of forming a more perfect union. So in our common quest to build a new future defined by education, innovation, and technology, we have to meet today's enduring injustices with the enduring commitment to equality that this city has long embodied. As Dr. King said, we have to have the audacity to believe that peoples everywhere can have 3 meals a day for their bodies, education and culture for their minds, and dignity, equality, and freedom for their spirits. That's a mission that stretches far beyond one person, one company, or one city. But there's no better time to come together than now, and no better place than Birmingham to do it. It starts with great partners, which Apple has found here in great supply. You saw early on that coding is a universal language that fuels innovation. The Alabama Community College system was one of the first to start teaching app development with Swift, Apple's free, easy-to-learn programming language. Birmingham Can Code has helped hundreds of local students learn to code, and nearly 2,000 community college students across Alabama have taken Develop with Swift courses. Partners like the Alabama Community College System and Lawson Community College proved these programs' potential, and today, the Everyone Can Code curriculum has grown to many more colleges and universities and to millions of elementary school, middle school, and high school students in Alabama and around the world. But access to tools is just the first step. It's also important that we build dedicated spaces like this, where communities can come together, learn together, and draw inspiration from one another. That's the idea behind Apple's Community Education Initiative. Across the country, we're collaborating with local partners to support students and teachers and to expand workforce development opportunities to diverse groups of students and community members. Here in Birmingham, we're working with Tech Birmingham and Tech Alabama, Birmingham City Schools, Lawson State Community College, the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute, and many other university and community partners to make that happen. Already, we've teamed up with EdFarm to invite adult learners here to learn to code. Already, we're bringing coding beyond these walls to students in Birmingham. By creating this community hub and by giving teachers the tools and skills to bring coding and creativity lessons into their classrooms, we can make a ripple in a much bigger pond. EdFarm is helping us achieve that with 3 core programs. Teacher Fellows, which gives local educators a coding curriculum, new technologies and devices, and instructional support. Student Fellows, which creates challenge-based learning experiences for middle and high school students to solve community problems and build entrepreneurial skills. And Pathways, which focuses on helping adult learners in Greater Birmingham build digital skills, learn to code, and get a post-secondary degree. I like the word pathways because it goes to the heart of what we believe so deeply at Apple and what all of us are doing here today. For too many students, whether they're in high school or whether they're an adult making a career change, the paths forward feel constrained. They either don't know where to find the tools to learn and grow, or they have a goal that seems too remote to achieve. Education is the path. It's a path to a job in an emerging field like augmented reality or machine learning. It's a path to giving back to your community by becoming a teacher, a social worker, a nurse. It's a path to inspiring the next generation as a filmmaker, author, or artist. All of these jobs require problem solving. All of them require creativity. All of them require collaboration with others. The Ed Farm is about clearing a path for anyone of any age, background, or interest, whether or not they're destined for a career in technology. This is the culmination of a lot of hard work, of a strong vision for the future, of the tireless advocacy of educators, students, and Birmingham leaders. But it's also the first step along a path. I think it's a promising one. With the team we built here, with the Birmingham community, and with an abiding faith in education's power as a great equalizer, I'm grateful to walk this path together, and I can't wait to see where it leads. Thank you very much. Thank you.
How do you follow that? I'll just follow by saying thank you. And I have to go off script a little bit and recognize Chris McCauley, our program director, an amazing, amazing leader. I have to say thanks to my lovely, wonderful mom, Naomi Gordon, back there. And this won't get as many applause, but War Eagle. I have the pleasure of introducing, they say it briefly, but when you have the opportunity to know her, it's hard to keep it brief because she sets such a wonderful example for lifting up people, for leaning into people, for loving on our scholars. And so I think she is such a force multiplier for what we are doing in the city and what we will do. So please help me welcome to the stage the Superintendent of Birmingham City Schools, Dr. Lisa Herring.
So good morning. What an amazing day for the city of Birmingham and for the state of Alabama. It is not unusual for me to be incredibly comfortable behind a microphone. However, today I'm overwhelmed because I'm incredibly excited, not just for our city, but for me as your superintendent. I am incredibly excited and incredibly grateful for our 22,000 plus scholars that we serve every day in the city of Birmingham. There will not be enough time for me to say thank you to everyone, but Dion, I will say thank you. Mayor Woodfin, I will say thank you. Anthony, thank you. Myla, thank you. Mr. Crosswhite, Mark, thank you. And Tim, my goodness, special thanks to him. I give thanks to them on behalf of our board. Board President Hendricks, I see you. Vice President Millsap, I know you're in this room. On behalf of education, Dr. Mackey, this is a great day. And for all of you who won't have a chance to come behind this microphone, I'm going to take the lead to say thank you for you as well. For the 25 teacher fellows that are a part of Ed Farm. That's right. We are excited for the 13 principals, and I see you standing and I see you sitting. Thank you for what you do every day for Birmingham. Thank you. It is in this moment that I will be intentionally deliberate about my words, but I will honor the time that has been put before me. But I will be your superintendent. In Birmingham City Schools, we are building leaders, and to be clear, we are impacting the world. We do that with a strategic plan that this board unanimously passed, a force for greatness, 2018 to 2023, and I'll take the liberty to say and beyond, to change the landscape of education. And as Tim said, to be the architects, to continue to make education the great equalizer. 4 critical pillars. Pillar 1, student success. Ed Farm, we're already there. Pillar 2, team excellence, teacher fellows. Pillar 3, stakeholder trust. Look around this room. Pillar 4, effective systems and planning. Ed Farm. All of this work is not by accident. It is not. It is intentional. We are preparing our scholars not just to have devices, we're preparing our teachers not just to be able to share something shiny in the classroom, but to engage, to flip, to redesign, to innovate. Not for devices to substitute, but for them to create for every scholar the opportunity to be prepared for careers that none of us in this room can possibly identify come 2030. That is this work. And for us to do it in a city called Birmingham, where for years we have built the blueprint for changing the game, changing the hearts, changing the minds of human beings, because not only do we believe that education is the great equalizer, but it is everyone's civic right to be able to read, to be able to innovate, to co-create. And in this partnership, we honor and we celebrate that we are now the architects of engineers, innovators. We are co-creators. Everyone can and will code. We are co-creators. Everyone can create. And we will change the game for the world. We recognize the importance of that. Tim said it already. It takes collaboration, curiosity, grit, innovation. And I'd like to tell you it takes time, but time, my friends, is of the essence. And when we know that, we recognize that moments like this are not just moments, they are monumental. And we recognize in Birmingham City Schools that you trust us with your scholars. And our return on your investment is that we will provide for you innovators that will help not only change the landscape of the city of Birmingham, but as we say in our motto, we will also impact and change the world. It's a great day to be Birmingham City School Superintendent. It's an amazing day to be somewhere between the ages of 2 and 3 and moving upward, because the sky is indeed the limit. And in partnerships like this, with Ed Farm and the work that we're doing, because we believe in our scholars, because we believe in our city, and we believe in the work that we can do together, we will indeed change the world. To all of my board members who are present, it is indeed an honor to have you. I see you, Ms. McAdoy, and if I don't see anyone else, know that we join together to say, Birmingham is here, Ed Farm together, we will change the world, and we will bring more attention to this work. I now have the great honor to bring another friend to the stage, the Director for Civic Innovation, who is also a Birmingham City Schools alum and a Birmingham City Schools parent, my colleague and your innovator, Dr. Anthony Hood, Director of Civic Innovation for the University of Alabama at Birmingham.
I am super proud to have Dr. Herring as my superintendent. I would be remiss not to begin by saying Roll Tide, and also Go Blazers. This is super exciting. Like Dr. Herring said, I'm a proud product of Birmingham City Schools, Ramsey High School. My wife graduated from Huffman, and my kids attend Phillips Academy. So I'm super excited about what this is going to mean for our teachers, as well as for our students and our families. I'm also excited about what this might mean as a higher education teacher, what this might mean for our college teachers, as well as our students, as this program scales up and spreads. So thank you for joining us as we've been here to cultivate change. Now, I know some of you have to get back to your day, so help us out by, in the transition, making your way to the front of the building, and we'll kind of exit out that way. If you register for our creativity labs, I'll be your MC for the rest of the day. So if you registered, you should have a color on your lanyard. If you have the orange color, we're going to transition over to the Birmingham skyline, this nice mural over here to your left. You'll meet some of our student ambassadors, and they'll give you further instructions. For those of you who have not registered for our creativity labs and you want to learn more about Ed Farm, feel free to stay around, grab a bite, and hang out down here on the first floor. We're going to have a reception that's open to everyone, and we'll provide additional instructions on how to transition in the next few moments. So thank you. Please give everybody another round of applause and some excitement for Ed Farm. Thank you.